Three, two, one, go.
Hey guys, remember in 2007 when the Patriots won 18 games? It sucks the Super Bowl got canceled. How's everyone doing? It is currently Monday, October 3rd. Monday Night Football is on, and it's currently the 49ers and
The Ram.
the Rams. And yeah, we're just enjoying ourselves, enjoying. We're going to do a podcast episode here. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing
Welcome
great.
back.
My mental health is going to slowly deteriorate if the Niners lose again, but so far good.
Speaking of mental health deteriorating, now that you're back, buddy, I hate to break it to you, but that Super Bowl did get played.
No, no, it got can't. Listen, Brady and Moss decided, hey, we're gonna have a picnic on the beach and just enjoy ourselves.
Yeah,
It
they
was a
hired.
casual early day in February. Nothing happened in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh yeah, they just
Um,
hired replacements to like put something on TV still.
yeah. I
Yeah.
heard there was an episode of Doctor Strange. So that doesn't matter, It's but yeah, you know.
All right, so to start off the podcast, we're going to be doing a May segment. We are going to be doing May talks about the past 2 weeks for the Patriots because he wasn't here last week. So week 3 and week 4 had Patriots. Yep, May. How?
First and foremost, curse you, influenza. Now, getting on to the past 2 weeks here. So, yesterday we played Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur, if I'm saying it correctly, in Lambeau. We'll get to that in a moment. But the week previously we played, and I forgot the stadium name, but we played in Baltimore. And I'm just trying to recollect what I remember from that game. But essentially, it was one of those games where every single time we tried, I'm pretty sure they got out ahead of us, and every single time we tried to break away and get a lead. Lamar Jackson pretty much always found Mark Andrews, and by finding Mark Andrews, I mean he would just completely dust our secondary. No offense, our secondary is primarily a bunch of rookies. Formerly Malcolm Butler, but he got injured, and I don't think he's played a regular season game. I think he's on injured reserve or he retired. So yeah, our secondary is very, very young at the moment, and Mark Andrews literally just lit a cigar and torched us all the way to the end zone. But yeah, he was pretty much the only target I remember in that game, just because, and I'm not calling the Ravens a bunch of nobodies. I'm just saying that I don't follow them. But every single time there was a crucial third down, I would just sit on the couch and go, Lamar Jackson, 3rd and 12. He's going to Andrews. Boop, there it is, and it would just happen. Mac looked. Everyone who says that Mac looked bad or terrible, listen. Mac did average. I don't say he looked above average. I think he looked fine. He played very well. If I remember correctly, Jacoby Myers did play and did look well, and he was his number one target. And I think, if I remember correctly, Kendrick Bourne had a really good play. I think this was the whole drama with Kendrick Bourne still being benched because he had a beef with Matt Patricia. Apparently, the beef was that Kendrick Bourne didn't like the West Coast offense look in preseason and complained about it. And him and Matt Patricia had a beef. Fun fact: the entire city of Detroit has a beef with Matt Patricia. Apparently, a lot of people do. And so I am not surprised. But yeah,
You know,
basically, we took an L. Oh, what were you gonna say?
I too hate when my defensive coach is bad at offense, but that might just be me and Kendrick apparently.
Coaching staff is former failed head coaches just going back to Belichick needing jobs. And I'm a diehard Patriots fan. I have been for a long, long time. That's what it is. It's
No,
it's
I'm
just
not gonna
Joe
speak on
Judge
the
and
other
Matt
one. No, no,
Patricia.
no, 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 no. It's just Matt Patricia. There
He
is
has the
there is no other offensive
Yeah,
coordinator in
before I get
New
back to
England.
this, in the off season or in the preseason, I would say right before the preseason and training camp, specifically training camp, would you like to? Joe Judge took an interview, and if you guys scroll back far enough on Boston Sports, the YouTube channel, they did an interview with Joe Judge, and he referred to the Patriots training staff as football junkies, and if you listen, if Bill Belichick would say that, I would go, of course, yes, yeah, of course, Bill, yeah, yeah. But Joe Judge said, yeah, we're a bunch of pros, I really do call us some football junkies. I'm just like, I don't know if I'm considering football junkies, you know. But yeah, getting back to it, we took an L by Baltimore, and Lamar Jackson looked dope as fuck. As you guys know, I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan. I hope he gets his contract. That's something I'm rooting for. And then we can move on. Our defense against good old Aaron Rodgers looked surprisingly good. And as
Nobody
of
picks off Aaron Rodgers,
to
and
the
y'all took him to the
house,
ass. Yeah.
to the house. I could hear Pat McAfee to the house just saying that. But yeah, no, the dude that pick like surprised me. It came out of nowhere, and it was right before the half, if I remember correctly. Like Aaron Rodgers, he was just like, fuck it, let's see if I can get this into the end zone. I don't think he cared. But yeah, it was. If you watch the highlights for that game, I'm not joking. It wasn't like we didn't stuff Aaron Rodgers. Okay, that would be an over exaggeration, but we really prevented him. I'm very, very surprised. We prevented him from scoring on several occasions. Very, very good coming from a defense that is Matthew Judon, um, Christian Barmore, and as of like 2 hours ago, we re-signed Jamie Collins. He is back for his fourth time in New England in his entire career. So it's primarily a couple of newbies and then a couple of like just brand new rookies and on our CVs. So yeah, we did really good against Aaron Rodgers. I'm proud of what we. I'm upset that we didn't win, but that's what happens when Brian Hoyer gets injured, let alone Mac Jones playing. So I wanted Mac to play, but I don't want it at the risk of his health, and I'm glad he's resting. So, it sucked. Bailey Zapp, electrified. I did a pun there, boys. Um, he electrified nothing. He looked average, maybe even below average, but it was his first game, as Tony
He's
Romo said.
he's a
But
third
yeah,
string quarterback, dude. I
yeah,
don't know
this
what you want
Tony
from
Below
him.
average.
Tony Romo's opening was like he was talking about Bailey Zapp, like his first career game is in Lambeau, specifically like 1 foot away from their own end zone. Like the crowd is roaring. Like if that's not an introduction to the NFL, then I don't know what is. But yeah, he made a really decent point there, and so yeah, it was all things considered, we almost beat Aaron Rodgers with a third string quarterback. If we had Brian Hoyer, we probably would have had a couple of better throws, but Brian Hoyer is more of a coach than he is a player. So yeah, I'm just, it is what it is. We're playing, I think, the Lions this coming week. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But Belichick literally licks his lips every time he gets to play Jared Goff, so it's all right.
So, just throwing this out there, Bailey Zappi, or Zapp, however the hell you say it,
I think it's
is the
Zappy, but I
first
could be wrong.
rookie
It's Zappy.
quarterback. Hold on, is the first rookie quarterback in this class to score a touchdown.
Hell,
Fun
wait, is
fact.
there a? First off, hell yeah.
He
Number
was the
two,
first one to play too, to put it out there.
yeah,
But
I was just about to ask, can we have a list of current rookies?
um,
Did
Pickett
Kenny
Pickett came into the game in the
not?
third quarter
Okay.
against the Jets, and he looked good actually, like
Um,
shockingly good. And he
you
scored two
know,
touchdowns on the ground.
2 interceptions beg to
He had
differ. Now,
three interceptions. That was on a
oh well,
bounce off
three.
the
That
hands.
doesn't.
No, as someone who was
You
watching that
can't
game,
say Claypool. That was just great defense by the defender to knock
that
Claypool down.
okay,
I'm
Claypool has
just
like a
saying.
foot. Claypool has a foot on that defender, and the least he could do was put in the amount of effort needed to bat it away. He kind of just leaned back and like kind of very, very lightly reached at it. But he got both hands on the football. If you as a receiver are getting both hands firmly on the football, you cannot let that get intercepted. You have
Is
to bat it away or you have to come down with it.
is this sort of a Moss sort of climb the ladder type of thing? How did it look?
It was him against like a 5'10 defensive back.
Oh, I
And
mean,
Claypool's
yeah.
6'4. And he
Oh,
got embarrassed because he put in zero effort going for the catch. But Pickett's throw was good.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
PFF, whatever you trust PFF for, had him at 0 turnover worthy plays.
all right.
So
Well,
all
all right.
three of his picks, it was a Hail Mary. It was out of two of Claypool's hands, and it was a pass to the sideline that was about in the perfect spot that Fryermuth like batted back inbounds to get picked.
Okay, so that pass to Fryermuth, I looked at it. I'm pretty sure that that was a little bit overthrown.
No, it was meant to be exactly where only Fryermuth could get it and no one else. And it was thrown exactly where it needed to be. Fryermuth knocked it back in when he reached up for it.
Interesting.
It was either
All right.
Fryermuth catches it or it goes out. But other than that, I mean, those 3 plays, obviously the Hail Mary doesn't really count. For those 2 drops turned picks, if those were caught, Pickett doesn't have an incompletion on the day. He was, 10 for 13 with 3 picks, and none of those were like him making a bad decision or even a bad throw. Like, he looked good, and he got 2 touchdowns on the ground. If he starts that game, they win that game.
Speaking of
Interesting.
throwing,
no, hold up. To get through some of the content for today, before we get into what I was gonna say, we're gonna quickly go over predictions from last week, me and Jax, and then May, you can say what you're gonna say, but we need to get through some content.
I also have 2 Giants games to talk about.
Oh no.
no, but Jack, let's talk about Mitch Trubisky.
Nope,
I want
we're moving on. We're moving
Can we
on.
talk about some
so
throws
anyway,
Alright,
and
Dom,
tight
listen
throws?
to me.
Come on,
Be quiet.
Can we please talk about throwing passes in tight windows? Like, that's Mitch Trubisky. Come on, let's talk about it.
I wish I was able to mute you right now.
I love Mitch Trubisky. I love what he's
Jeff!
doing. With the Steelers.
Jeff! Well, that's not Jeff! That is Jeff! Tony!
Alex.
Sorry. Alright, anyway. We're gonna start off with Dolphins over. I had for week 4 predictions. We're gonna start from Thursday night and move on. So Thursday night, I had Dolphins over Bengals, and I believe Jack had Dolphins over Bengals. The Dolphins lost, so that is 1-L.
I mean, I don't think either of us realized that Tua was gonna be like a corpse.
I want to make a. I want to.
That's just shit. By the way, can I just talk about this real quick? Tua, they know that they knew that was a concussion, right? Like they had to know.
Yeah.
Like that was just stupidity by the Dolphins organization.
And usually with quarterbacks, you let them play hurt. The problem there is you don't want to re-injure a concussion. Like that's usually what they do.
Yeah, that's
but
just
then he
making
gets
it a lot worse.
Reconcussed, and that.
Well, not even reconcussed. He was double concussed. Like,
well, yeah,
because he was in what's it called? I forget the position, but it's like when your body starts locking up in some. You could actually.
He was. I don't know if he was having a seizure, but he was seizing up essentially.
Yeah. You could die from that. I'm pretty sure.
No, of course you can. Yeah,
you can die.
In his case, at least the game before, it was more so a loss of balance than him actually seizing up.
I want to make a comment. When he got hit and that whole injury debacle, which I'm, prayers up for Tua and everything. Hope he's doing better. Someone from Boston's sports, specifically on the WEEI news channel, made a tweet saying, "Hey, now Tua's throwing out gang signs." Like some stupid tweet like that.
Oh, no.
And whoever that is, I hope they're ashamed of themselves. Listen. I have said the last time I was on this podcast, I did mention about like Tua and him like falling up in his career. But regardless of what I think about him playing pro ball, has nothing to do with laughing at someone while they're seizing up on the ground on a nationally televised football game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like my opinion
is completely separate from Tua as a football player.
Yeah, my opinion on Eli Manning is much different. Like his as a person, like it's just how people view their sports idols or their sports enemies, whoever you want to call it. But yeah, like it made me so pissed off. Like who was that? Not to get controversial or anything, but like who was that tweet for? Who would laugh at that 2 minutes after that happened? Like that's just kind of morally fucked.
That's always a rival team's fan base thing to do. Like, there's gonna be someone who's gonna do it, right? Dak gets hurt, and there are Giants fans out there that are celebrating it.
Yeah,
seeing that firsthand, and it's the same thing going back the other way when, like, I don't know.
It was just
Holiday, Tony goes down, people make fun of it. Like
it was in bad taste times like 2 or 3. Like I couldn't.
Oh yeah.
I was horrible. Just like Jesus.
But it's not only Patriots fans.
Yeah. All right. Next
apparently,
game.
Oh, I was gonna say just one last. I heard Tua and Coach McDaniels. I forgot his first name. Watched McGruber.
Mike?
McGruber.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike McDaniels. Yeah, they watched a movie on the way home and they were laughing the entire time. So
You're not
far
supposed
so
to
good.
watch movies with a concussion. What the fuck? It's also dangerous to send him back on the team plane that bad. Like, there's nothing wrong with keeping him at the hospital. They're mishandling him so bad, and I feel horrible for Tua.
They fired that doctor, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but that's still
Yeah.
not an excuse for taking him back
Oh,
on the
of
plane
course.
and
No, you're
watching a
absolutely.
movie.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But because those pressure changes aren't good for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vikings over Saints. I
Vikings
heard.
over Saints. I had Vikings over Saints. Jack, you had.
I
Yes?
also had Vikings over Saints.
That's one
All I have to
correct.
say about that game is my roommate's a Saints fan, and I believe he still wants to kill himself. So that's about how
No.
that one went.
No.
Double doink.
Wait, can
Um,
someone explain to me? I had to work that day, or I had to work yesterday morning, and I woke up when the game, like right before I clocked in for work. It was like pretty much before, like right before the game was over.
I got you.
Was there a kick at the end? What happened at the end?
Yeah, Will Lutz attempted a 61-yarder to tie it and send it to OT. He hit, from his perspective, the left upright, the crossbar, out of there.
Damn!
Double
Oh, a double,
doink.
So
a
he
double
Cody Parkered it.
doink.
He Cody
No good.
Parkered it.
Yeah, usually it's the Vikings who cry
Right?
over kicks.
London, everything's backwards in London, dude.
Oh, I might. You
We
see
know
the
also-
Vikings
that
game?
firsthand.
I mean, for the Saints, like it's crazy what happens when you have a healthy quarterback playing instead of Winston trying to push through injury. I don't think
Hey,
Winston really knows
listen.
that.
I am a Taysom Hill.
So, well,
Unbelievable.
Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian are not NFL quarterbacks. Andy Dalton, like objectively, can play quarterback in the NFL. I think
Yep.
Winston doesn't really realize that Dalton's there, and he was trying to play hurt, which would make sense because him hurt is better than Simeon. Him hurt is not better than Andy Dalton.
Also, every single time you start Jamius, there's like a 10% chance that he plays like Michael Vick and just destroys the enemy team. Like when he played on the I think it was the Buccaneers, he would have certain games where he would throw a boatload of picks, but some games where he would literally just look
Yeah.
like he would look like he was just bulletproof. Like it was just it's really amazing how much it flip flops. But yeah,
He's one of the few 5,000-yard passers in
yeah,
the history
just
of the game,
dude, isn't that dope as hell? But yeah,
right?
that's just crazy.
Anyway,
All right. Next game, I had the Lions over the Seahawks, and I got that wrong. Only by 3
I-
points. I really.
did we have like the same picks here?
Yeah, I think we did. For the most part,
Okay.
I think we only had two that were we had two different, well, four total different,
Okay.
but two games that we had different that were good and
Well.
two different that were bad.
Geno Smith is the truth.
Judas,
Yeah.
no, you cannot say that. No, stop.
No,
stop,
okay,
stop, stop,
look.
stop.
Look,
No,
Alex, look me in the eyes that you can definitely see right now.
Okay.
Ben McAdoo was right the whole time. Geno Smith is starting and playing better than Russ in Seattle. Davis Webb starting NFL quarterback in London on Sunday. He was right. And guess what? Eli Manning, not in the league anymore. I think McAdoo was onto
McAdoo-
something here.
Ben McAdoo looks like that when he
Oh,
goes to get
no.
like fast food at
Bro.
the drive-through. He
Bro.
looks like he says "Peace be with you" when he gets the bag and drives away.
Wait,
Dude, right?
do you remember the Rob Riggle rant on fucking Ben McAdoo with the goddamn, what was it called? The NFL Awards, or what, I forget what the actual name is called.
NFL honors or something.
NFL Honors, and Rob Riggle just rips Ben McAdoo into
Okay,
another
I
dimension.
have always defended the way that it was approached in the organization, but I
Yeah.
will say that Mara is a spineless piece of shit. Because McAdoo's actual plan was like to play Eli for part of the game, like to still
Mhm.
start Eli, and then
Mhm.
have Geno take over the second half for a game or two to see if he was a backup for them, and then have Davis Webb take over for the second half for the games beyond that, because he
Mhm.
was like their new. I think he was still a rookie that year, but he might have been a second-year quarterback. Either way, he was their young, like third-round pick that they were grooming up to be a potential Eli replacement.
Mhm.
Eli refused to start a game that he would not finish. Like he refused to come off the field in a scheduled way. If he was
Mhm.
going to start, he was going to play the whole game. And
Mhm.
so McAdoo was like, okay, but like we really would like to, see how these guys turn out. And
Mhm.
Eli was like, okay, fine, then just bench me. Like start the other guys if you're going to play them.
Yeah,
that's how that ended up going down.
Can you imagine being Ben McAdoo just walking through the city of New York after that? Dude, I
I
would be
don't think
afraid
he
people
can.
would just. I
I
think
don't think
people
he
would just
can.
walk up and put a bag over his head and just a boat full of people just kicking him on the ground. Like I don't think he could.
And
I don't think he could live in New York.
and the
Yeah.
reason that I say that Mara specifically is spineless is because he signed off on that plan. He was part of that plan to get the other quarterbacks playing. As soon as
Mhm.
there was public outcry about it, he completely did a public 180, fired McAdoo for it, and then acted like he was against it the whole time,
Giants football.
which is like a complete awful move. But you know what? Good for him, I guess. Anyway, Seahawks won. Neither team decided to play defense. I guess that's good for ratings or something.
How did Gino look?
Yeah.
Origami too.
Gina looked damn good.
Looked good, but that Lions defense is doo doo.
Yeah.
They allocated all of their strengths toward offense.
Literally, like I'm not even kidding. Like they're averaging 35 points per game. Like
I
what
can't
the
wait to see them play a good defense. I want to see if
So
that
they play
holds
the
against.
Niners this year because we're gonna suffocate them.
I don't know. But
Give
if they play the
Belichick a
Niners, I'd
chance
be
on him.
surprised if they score like 20 plus points.
Yeah.
And if they score 20, it's probably in garbage time.
I'm not calling other
100%.
defenses. I'm not calling other defenses trash, but I want to see how they're going to play against a Belichick defense. And Belichick defense are thinkers. You know, they're high IQ athletes. So would really be genuinely interested to see how that shapes up. So
Right?
Mhm.
And also, the Lions are 1-3 for a reason. I'll put that out there. And the team they beat was the Commanders, who look horrible.
I hate
So-
Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider can die.
Don't we all? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. All right,
All right.
next game that I got wrong is Steelers over Jets. I had the Steelers.
No,
over Jets.
no, this game didn't actually happen. This game wasn't played.
That
You know-
treats this
you
year's
know- you know what
Steelers
I'm
like
gonna
I
do?
treat the
I want to put
2007
this
Pats.
clip. I want to put
It
this
never
clip
happened.
versus the clip from last week when Jack says "end quote." If the Steelers lose this game, a lot of Steelers fans are gonna find the nearest bridge. Because
Listen,
There are
listen.
bridges all over the city. That happened. Anyway, I think I did say that the population of Pittsburgh was going to get cut like 20% or something like that.
yeah,
That didn't
literally.
happen, hopefully, but someone did die in the stadium. So
Huh?
that was unrelated. They like fell off an elevator and died from the complications in the hospital. Escalator, I
Oh,
mean.
not fun.
No, not fun. I don't know the full details because I wasn't there, but every now and then, like when I was following the game. Oh,
You
Uh,
know someone made a fucked up joke about watching Mitch Trubisky on Twitter.
oh, I'm sure someone did. I'm
Yeah.
lucky to not have seen it. But the good thing about watching Mitch Trubisky is it's not going to happen again. Pickett came in and the offense immediately had life. Pickett looked good, and Pickett's going to be the starter from here on out. I think as of today, they announced just about as much.
I just have this image in my head of Mitch walking up to Mike Tomlin like a little 5-year-old kid, like yanking on his pockets. Dad, let me
I'm
back
pretty
in."
sure Tomlin went full like disappointed dad to Trubisky. I'm pretty sure, like at least per reports, all he said to Mitch, he just walked over to him and goes, "Eight's in," and then walks away. And that's how Mitch found out.
Mike, I can throw the best check down you've ever seen.
No, he cannot.
All right.
But I don't know. I'm excited because Pickett, even if he ends up like he's obviously going to be worse, next
You
week.
say
than he was.
that, but I like Pickett, and I'm gonna. I think
I like Pickett, but I'm saying even if he's bad, he's going to be watchable.
As
Trubisky
long as he
looks
doesn't
like,
cancel slide like
unwatchable.
he did in college, I'll be fine with him.
hey,
if
that was beautiful. I loved that play. The entire city loved that play. You should have seen, like Yik Yak is a thing again with like college kids, right?
Yeah.
wait, I thought
mean,
Yik
every
Yak got
big game-
completely. I thought that
It,
like got
it did,
completely
and
canned.
it came back like last year, I think,
Oh.
or the year before. But anyway, just about every Pitt game, but that game especially, dude, it tsunami in the streets of Pittsburgh. People love that man.
All right.
Um,
Oh, you gonna say something?
no,
no,
I
starting.
was wrong. I'm singing the Jack's Wrong song. That's all.
Okay. So next up, the game that I got right. Whoa. The game that I got right and Jack got wrong is Giants.
That's why I was
Bears.
singing the song. I mean, if now's a good time for me to talk about the last 2 weeks of Giants football, I
yeah,
would be more than
let's
happy
talk.
to.
Let's
Ah,
let's-
So-
Bears, Bears.
So Monday night went about exactly how I expected it to, in the losing to Cooper Rush in moderately embarrassing fashion because it's a primetime game that the Giants are playing. Um, and that happened, and it looked pretty rough at times. What shocked me was that is the best I have ever seen Daniel Jones look. He didn't look good the
Damn.
first 2 weeks. These last 2 weeks, he's looked pretty good. Of course, now he hurt his ankle. Um, that's its own separate issue, but like he looked pretty good. The defense, the run defense, especially without Leonard Williams, was pretty rough against the Cowboys. The
Mhm.
receivers, pretty rough. It was a
Someone,
messy game.
someone walked up to him on the while he was sitting on the bench, and he just said, "Daniel, you're in the pro leagues," and he just went, "Oh, holy fuck, okay," and he just walks out there and just fucking heaves it and throws a touchdown.
Dude, he looked good. Like he balls hanging. He played a good game. Um, but obviously it didn't really show for much in the stat line because you can only do so much with an offensive line that like Evan Neal played his worst game as a pro so far against the
Yeah.
Cowboys. And I think he made DeMarcus Lawrence look like the DeMarcus Lawrence of a few years ago, which is embarrassing. But that's to be expected with a rookie tackle. It's hard to adjust right away.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, Andrew Thomas had a rough first 8 weeks, and then since then he's been among the best tackles in football. So,
Mhm.
hopefully Neal makes that turnaround. But then this week, I was expecting that Cowboys game to kill the Giants' vibes. Um, but I seem to have underestimated the vibes machine that is Brian Daboll because dang. I mean, so first of all, I mentioned Davis Webb starting on Sunday, which he almost certainly will be, as he was going to be the Bills quarterbacks coach this year on a fast
Mhm.
track to an NFL coaching job, the way that coaching is going, but he decided to be a practice squad quarterback for the Giants. We were laughing at him, I think, just last week about that. And
Mhm.
look what happened. Giants, Daniel Jones goes out with an ankle injury. Tyrod Taylor comes in, throws a deep pick, and hurts himself in like 3 plays. He gets a concussion. And so he's almost certainly out for, he was out for the rest of that game, obviously, and he's almost definitely out on Sunday.
Mhm.
So Jones, with his injured ankle that he can barely move on, has to come back into the game because there were only two active quarterbacks and Kadarius Toney's out. And so the end of that game was Saquon Barkley running the Wildcat, Saquon Barkley running RPOs, Daniel Jones taking the snap in the shotgun just to hand it off, with everybody knowing that he's not a threat to run or throw it because he cannot move.
That reminds
And they
me of
still hang on to win the game. So
you remember when Matthew
good for
Stafford on
them.
the Lions hurt his shoulder and he had to like go back in for that one play? That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was he didn't go in there to play quarterback. He went in there to receive the snap and hand it off. And good on him for being able to do that, but it's Davis Webb season on Sunday, and that's going to be a game in London. That's all I got to say about it. Um,
Giants
but I
win.
was
I
wrong.
predict it.
Giants won. That play at the end was like a full minute, but the Giants won. I'm pretty sure they started the fireworks early in MetLife. Started the fireworks like halfway through that last play. It was funny.
All right.
Um,
Is that it?
yeah.
All right. We're gonna super speed through some of these because God. Um,
Yep.
Colts over Titans. I picked wrong. Jack picked.
Colts, what happened?
Yeah. What the fuck happened? I had the
Matt
Chargers
Ryan,
over the
casual
Texans.
350 yards.
Yeah, that was not.
Yeah.
I had
I
the
picked the
Chargers
Texans over the Chargers as an upset pick. That didn't happen.
Yeah, it did not
So,
happen.
but that was one of those where I just, with the NFL, there's always a game or two where you can just spin the wheel and hope something happens.
Mario Kart mystery box.
So
Yeah,
I
right.
had the Browns over the Falcons, and I was wrong. Jack said last week that the Falcons actually had an offense, and he was correct. So
Which is funny
kudos to
because
Jack.
they didn't this game. Mariota looked horrible.
Yeah, but like they had more of
Patterson
an
looked
offense than the
bad.
Browns, so like
Yeah,
you
well,
still were
that's not
right
hard.
on that. You were still right on that end. So
But yeah,
because you said
Mariota
they had
had
an
his
offense that was
worst
better than the
game
Browns.
this year.
That is Super Bowl champion Cordell Patterson to you, my friend.
Hey, he looked good. He was playing hurt, and now he just got put on IR, which I know
Yeah.
because he's my RB1 in fantasy.
Oh no.
Um,
Rip fantasy.
So now I have Antonio Gibson, who's about to get replaced, and like Henderson on the Rams, who looked like a much better pick week 1 than he's turned out to be, and I have Mostert on the
NFL
Dolphins
running back
Why the
scientist.
fuck would you pick Mostert?
because he gets the most snaps on the Dolphins, and that's an offense that, at least with Tua, had big play potential. And Mostert's a guy with speed. He can be a home run hitter if he gets the ball in space.
I understand he could be a
Plus,
home
he's a
run hitter,
receiving
but he's
threat.
If I'm not a
Eh.
football philosopher, but I'm going to assume they're just going to do ground pound, where if they run it enough, then eventually Waddle and Hill will
Well,
get separation for some long long throws.
Mostert's RB1 on a team that's had a good offense, so I felt iffy
yeah,
about the
but
pick going
Mostert
in as a
hasn't
bench
really
guy,
been
and he's been
involved.
as good as yes, he has.
Has
He's gotten the most snaps of any running back.
Well,
He hasn't
yeah,
scored a ton of
I know that, but
touchdowns,
like
but
they've
that's a
been more of
luck
a
thing.
pass. Yeah, but they've been more of a pass offense. I feel like.
He's still produced, even without. He's gotten bad touchdown luck, but he's still produced. He's
Okay.
produced on my bench, but he's going to be producing in my lineup.
The heat of his ass on the bench is producing a quantum level of heat.
Exactly.
So, I'm going to beg up the next 4. Cowboys over Commies, expected. Eagles over Jag,
Rush.
expected. Bills over Ravens, I mean, yeah. And
That game
Cardinals over
happened.
Panthers, expected.
That was ugly. Eagles, Jags started off smoking hot. That was like scary for a second there, but the Eagles remembered that they're undefeated and remained so.
I think the only undefeated team.
A Jalen Hurts season. Listen,
Are they the
I
only
mean,
undefeated
he
team?
didn't look nearly as good against this Jags defense, which is concerning, but he'll pick it back
Yeah.
up. I mean, he has like the easiest schedule in football, so
Yeah.
if he doesn't pick it up, something's wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
And then last 4, or last 3 technically. Broncos over Raiders. I got wrong. The Raiders won.
I had
Packers
Raiders.
over Pats was very expected. It just didn't expect it to go the way it went.
yeah,
And Chiefs over Bucks was pretty expected as well.
I had the
was-
Raiders beating the Broncos. Tell me I'm amazing.
No,
and really
I
not.
was in the same boat. I thought that Josh McDaniels literally felt the heat from fucking Chucky in that meeting that they had. Apparently, there was like a whole thing where like he called them into his office and they had like a meeting, and then Josh had to come out to the media and just like and like be nervous for like 30 minutes talking to the reporters. But I assumed that he felt some literal fire on his ass cheeks and he had to come out with a quick win. I don't know how Russell Wilson looked. I didn't watch the game, but yeah, that just I'm assuming that he was going to coach up one good ball game. Every other ball game is up in the air, other than when he plays us. He'll beat us. Patriots Patriots coordinators that go on to be coaches always beat Belichick in the 1v1s in the matchups. So he'll
Right.
beat us one more time, and then I don't know for the rest of the games.
I'm gonna put this out here. People were right going into the season that the Russell Wilson Nathaniel Hackett combination was going to be deadly. What they neglected to mention that it was going to be deadly to Broncos fans.
Oh, Broncos fans.
Yeah.
But here we are. So,
Yeah.
oh well. Also, Chiefs put on a clinic on offense. They remembered how to catch this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Brady looked like he had slight noodle arm.
I
No,
think Brady looks like he's
just,
going through a divorce.
Yeah, Brady does not look. Brady should have. Bro, I would take the supermodel wife over CTE any day of the week.
I'm just saying he looks a lot thinner in interviews. And listen, that is my quarterback, and he was, and I love him. I have genuine.
You are
I have
a
genuine.
Patriots fan, so technically he isn't your quarterback right now. But
I have
in the past,
genuine
he
love
was.
and my heart for him, and I look at him and he looks a lot skinnier and a lot thinner, and I'm just like, Brady,
Maze.
you don't have to come back to Foxborough. Please just don't. I said this like a year ago, while we were chilling in one of the Discords, but like I don't want that last like game he ever plays where he like tries to throw and a defender like snaps his leg in half or something and he gets like carted out and people are like crying. I don't want that. Well, I just want him to have one last really good season and then Brady just be done. Tom, I
To
love
be
you.
honest,
I don't
I
want to
wish
see
he
that.
retired.
The start of that like little rant by you started to sound a lot like, "Oh, Tom, I can replace Giselle. It's okay, Tommy. Come back to New England." But no, I think you make a good point.
So I'm gonna be honest. I really wish Tom Brady retired after that Titans playoff game because if he retired after his final pass being a fucking pick six, I would have been so fucking
He should have
excited.
retired after the Super Bowl. I'm being honest. That was a super team, and they from the people that I talked to after that Super Bowl, or no, before the Super Bowl. My apologies. People were expecting the Chiefs to like. People were expecting Brady to like not lose. Like people were expecting Brady to lose, but like not by much. Like it was going to be close. The actual complete fucking destruction of that Chiefs, and I think a lot of it has to do with Andy Reid's son being a massive fucking piece of shit like with that whole car crash and the young child, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I do think he should have retired after that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He should just said fuck you, 7 rings, one more than MJ, and just call it a day. But if
Still
he's
not as
trying to
much as
chase
Bill
another
Russell.
Super Bowl, yeah, no one's gonna have more than him. No one. He's literally, dude.
Actually, that's actually a lie. Trey Lance is gonna have more Super Bowl rings with the Niners.
Oh wow, is that? Did they just
Yeah.
make the disconnect button red? Dude, that's great. What does it do when I click it?
Dude, dude, no way. I think you should try that for. Anyway,
um,
um,
Trey
yeah.
Lance, what, 4 games
Alex,
in 3 years?
Next season's Trey
Alex,
Lance season. Yo,
tell
what's up?
me, tell me about your week 4 awards. Hand
So,
some out. Give out some
so
some trophies
uh,
because your
did
team
you
is not good at um earning them this
did you
second.
guys do the awards, or is it just me that did them?
So, like, I
Like,
did, but I think
you
it would be
did?
a lot more fun for us to just laugh at you. If I'm being completely honest,
Okay.
because I've met you, and I think
Okay.
that this might be a good time.
All right. So, I'm going to be straight up honest. My offensive player of the week, NFC offensive player of the week. Um, although he had a loss, is Jared Goff. 378 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. I know Gino might have done better because he didn't throw an interception, didn't get sacked. I really don't care. I don't care. I don't like Gino. I don't like the Seahawks. I'm giving it to Jared Goff out of bias. He also
So you're
like
giving it to the
for
former
Jared
Rams
Goff.
quarterback.
Yeah. But here's the thing. He actually played like he was on the Rams yesterday. Yesterday. So kudos to him for finding his form again. But like that's not lasting very long. For my AFC Offensive Player of the Week, again I have a loss of Russell Wilson, who had 266 total yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. I don't.
I just have a short.
Now, now you could
Um,
have given it to a couple of players, but Russell kind of looked like Seahawks Russell a little bit, minus them losing to the Raiders. But he had a decent amount of yards. He had 3 total touchdowns. Um, so yeah. I I gave it to 2 former NFC West quarterbacks, but they don't give a shit. Uh,
Strange behavior.
my NFC Defensive Player of the Week is Dennis Gardeck. 1 interception and a sack. I don't really know much. Just yeah. Um, and my AFC Defensive Player of the Week is Von Bell with 2 interceptions and 2 passes defended.
Actually, I would like to put in a good word for Dexter Lawrence, who had an absolute monster of a game, stepping in for Leonard Williams as the guy on the Giants defensive line. He
um,
he had a game. I mean,
wait, Dexter
putting up
Lawrence. What was his stat line? How many
I
sacks?
think he had what, 8 pressures, 2 sacks,
That's
like
pretty good.
5
That's pretty
QB
good.
hits.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean
That's
he's
pretty good.
always been like good, but this is one of those things where like I think now after this week, because of how good Lawrence was this week, PFF
Mm-hmm.
or whatever you chose PFF for, now has Lawrence at a grade of 90 on the season.
Mm-hmm.
So like
That's pretty good.
he's looked pretty good. Obviously PFF grades are not everything,
Mm-hmm.
but it was nice seeing him finally get like something on the stat line that shows him being good.
Yeah.
Because as a defensive lineman, unless you're Aaron Donald, you don't get stats like that.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And then my NFC Special Teams Player of the Week is Young Wei Koo. 2 extra points,
enough.
3 out of 3 field goals.
I'll also put in a word for Badgley for the Bears. He came
Okay.
in to replace Santos, like kind of last minute. MetLife
Mhm.
was windy, like super windy, with the remnants of Hurricane Ian hitting, and he went 4 for 4 for field goals. He did everything asked of him, and now he's without a job again.
Question.
Yeah.
Did Khalil Mack fall off the face of the earth? Because I think we've had
Yeah.
this conversation 2 or 3 years ago. He was hyped up like LT, and now I don't hear anything about him ever. Did
Tell me
he
what
just did his stat line like did
Tell me
he
what team
just
he's on.
he's on the Bears, isn't he?
Nope,
Oh, where did he go?
Chargers.
Oh, sheesh. But I'm just yeah, no, did he just like fall off? Like
I mean,
skill
at
wise?
least in the public eye, yeah. And a lot of his problem was that he's been hurt, to be completely honest, but that doesn't really help much because if you're hurt, that's still affecting your performance.
Hmm.
So, last few years, yeah.
And then my AFC Special Teams Player of the Week is Daniel Carlson. He missed an extra point, but still went 2 for 3 and had 4 field goals, and I think that's
He
deserving of.
missed an extra point.
Yeah, but he had 4 field goals, so
I mean, he did win a game, so
exactly.
good for him.
My best game.
Wait,
What?
yeah. Nope.
My best game was Lions versus Seahawks. Lots of offense on both sides. Love it. Love the offense.
That's what I said. Good for ratings.
Yeah. So that's I have
Both
that
teams
for best game.
deciding to just let the defenses run around in circles all day does something for you.
Which is why I think it is the best offense, or best game.
Okay.
And my worst game is the Bears versus Giants.
Really? Interesting. That game at least was close. It had intrigue.
It was close.
There's some games this
but
week that were kind of just sad. Like the Commanders game was sad.
Yeah, but I also just the offense was Saquon
I mean, if you're
went
just
off,
watching
but
for offense, also you say only 2 touchdowns in that game
yeah,
and a lot of field goals. Consider that
yeah,
those 2 touchdowns were scored by the man, myth, and legend
the GOAT,
Daniel
better than.
motherfucking Dimes.
Did they just run the ball with Tutu Atwell?
Uh,
All 5'2" of him? No, that's Powell.
you
Who the hell
are
is that?
you are talking about a game that is not
Anyway,
on the screen.
Yeah, 6 field goals. Why? Dude, how the 6? Really? Anyway.
Consider that the Giants defense played well. This is a team that, especially without Leonard Williams, but also just the personnel they have, is not set up to do well against the run. And the Bears and Giants are 2 teams that have somehow managed to be more efficient running the ball than passing the ball. They have the 2 worst passing offenses and 2 very good rushing offenses. And that kind of showed in how this game went.
Yeah.
The 6 field goals is a product of both defenses coming to play. Giants defense especially really did well. At least one of the field goals for the Bears was pretty much handed to them by the Giants. The Giants scored a first half touchdown, which is something.
Who's your kicker again? Who's the Giants
Graham
kicker?
Gano.
Oh, yeah.
He's good. He's very good.
Like
Former
not
Panther.
like we talking above 85%?
I don't know percentages, but he's the kind of guy where he goes out there and you feel confident, which
okay. Yeah.
you feel good.
Like close to a Chris Boswell?
Yeah, it's a similar kind of energy. Boz is different because he does it in Pittsburgh. And if there's anywhere that people hate kicking more than Pittsburgh, it's at least not consistently hated because Pittsburgh, no matter when it is, always sucks to kick it.
It's Soldier Field in the play.
Yeah, Soldier Field in the playoffs. That's different, but Pittsburgh, that's year round.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Boz is a machine, but
listen, don't make fun of fucking Nick Folk. That's Daddy Nick Folk
Garbage.
to you.
Anyway, we're gonna do a segment that we did last week, but it's a bit more. So
can we do lightning round? Can I just say things and refuse to elaborate?
Yeah. So we actually have to do the lightning rounds if we can get out of here on time. So I'm gonna name players, and you're gonna give me literally one sentence. You're gonna tell me if they're overrated, underrated, or properly rated, and one sentence on why.
Are we doing a
no
Barry
more than
McCockner here?
what? I don't know.
This is this
we
is
did this
a
last
bit that he
week.
did. Yeah, he does this every week. It's puppy
Oh.
time.
Oh, we did this last week as well. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But let's do it. A quick fire round. May, one sentence. Jack, one sentence. We got that. All right, Jack. Aaron Rodgers.
Properly rated.
Probably rated. Okay. Okay. May. Daniel Jones.
I'm gonna say, God damn it, Jack. I'm gonna say underrated.
Let's
Alright.
go.
And someone.
Alex, Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. Overrated. No, I'm kidding. Underrated.
That is a total properly rated. He's only played like
Yeah,
one
he's played,
game?
Like
Yeah,
He's
but,
literally
Jack's making him
you
seem.
told-
No. I'm putting him underrated because Jack's making him seem like the fucking god himself, the
not.
savior of fucking Pittsburgh.
He's played
Like,
half of a
fuck.
game.
I don't give a shit. Underrated. Najee
If he
Harris.
plays well next week, I'm gonna
Shut up.
like
Underrated. Najee. Yeah, we're doing
Overrated.
quick fire, motherfucker.
explode. Overrated.
Overrated.
Yes.
All right.
I
May
would
Rashawn
say-
Penny.
What?
Rashawn
Underrated.
Penny. What did you say?
Really?
Yeah,
You said properly rated.
yeah.
Okay.
Shocker.
I was gonna say for Najee Harris, I was just gonna say that he's better than James Conner in my opinion.
Anyway.
I'm not so sure about that, but
Alex.
they also use differently.
Alex, Ezekiel Elliott. Overrated like a motherfucker. That's a
Oh,
fact.
I love that.
Jack, Justin Jefferson.
Properly rated because he gets a lot of respect.
May, T. Higgins.
One more time.
T. Higgins.
B.
Ooh. I'm gonna say underrated.
All right.
I agree. Honestly, he's outperformed Chase in the games they've played together.
Fact.
Alex,
All right. AJ Brown.
Eagles legend AJ Brown. Okay, fine. Fuck.
no. I'm gonna say I don't even know. Yeah, like he hasn't really been good. Really.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, he has, but not I would have expected him to have do a little bit better. I'm gonna say properly rated though. I don't know. I feel like
Fair
I
enough.
feel like I expected more out of him. Anyway, Jack, Hunter Henry.
If you asked me a year ago, I would say overrated. Right now, I think he's properly rated.
Good, overrated. No, I'm kidding. Mike Gesicki.
Ooh, I'm gonna I'm gonna say underrated. He's my favorite player on the Dolphins.
All right,
Based.
me, Jack, say mine.
Dallas Goddard.
Probably rated or underrated. I don't know.
There's so many NFC East players here. I want to shoot myself.
Probably rated. I don't know. We're doing quick fire. I don't know. Jack, Marcus Williams.
Underrated as hell.
All right.
Like big time.
May, Jordan Poyer, who's leading the league in interceptions. I'm pretty sure.
you want me to say not over?
Bills.
May, Jordan Poyer.
Bills.
May, Jordan
Bills.
Poyer.
Properly rated.
Okay.
You. Alex, Minka. Choose
Under.
your words carefully.
Under.
Patrick?
It's
Yeah.
under. Minka's under. Jack, Trayvon Diggs.
At this point, honestly, underrated. I said what I said.
Okay. Yo, he's dude. He's whatever. May, Marlon Humphreys.
Oof. I'm gonna say underrated.
All right, and
Alex, I think you spelled his name wrong, but Eagles legend James Bradbury.
I don't know. I was probably rated. I don't know.
Alex, Eagles legend Fletcher Cox, my favorite Eagle. Go.
Jack, Matthew Judon.
He's a Patriot, so he's a Patriot on defense.
All right,
So he's
overrated.
No, I said underrated.
No,
May,
answer
Hassan
me. I
Reddick.
want to know Fletcher Cox right now.
He has Cox in the
Underrated.
name,
May, underrated. May, Hassan Reddick.
One more time.
Hassan
Hassan.
Reddick.
Who's that? Sorry, I don't know.
All right, we're gonna go probably
Underrated.
Yeah, underrated. I guess. Yeah, underrated. All right,
Alex, why do you do this to me? Micah
Yeah,
Parsons.
what's up? What's up?
Leave me alone.
Extremely underrated.
Really?
Well,
Interesting.
probably rated. Actually, probably rated.
If we're talking Micah
Actually,
Parsons, I'm going to say
no, fuck
properly
that.
rated.
Overrated. Yo,
Yeah.
Cowboys fans be
No,
sucking his dick all the
Listen,
time.
listen. Properly
No,
rated.
Cowboys fans be sucking his dick
properly-
way too much.
Properly rated should just mean that he's worth his salt. Micah Parsons really is worth the hype. I don't.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but Cowboys suck his dick too much, so I don't know.
Suck
Jack
it,
Nick
dude, it's
Bosa.
the Cowboys. What do you
Nick
want?
Bosa, when I'm
Jack
talking to
Nick
you,
Bosa.
clearly overrated. In the general public, I think properly rated.
Hey, yo, he's underrated, motherfucker. Myles Garrett.
Oh my God, underrated.
Yeah, he's like the best in the game.
Aaron Donald. No, I'm
Alex,
kidding.
Alex, Max.
Yeah, what's up?
I mean,
I'm gonna say,
Aaron
just because Jack said he's a better defensive lineman than Nick Bosa, I'm gonna go overrated.
I was gonna say Aaron Donald.
Uh,
if you don't get mad, he
No,
punches you.
He's
What- I
probably
don't like.
rated. I'm gonna say Max Jones is probably rated. He's been getting respect recently, kind of, a little bit. But I don't like him.
Last year underrated. This year because he's getting.
Well, okay, he still has
unfortunately-
a decent amount of pressures, but it's like I really like Jack said he was a better defensive lineman than Nick Bosa, and I highly disagree. So,
I didn't say he was better by a lot. I just said that I
Well,
liked him better.
well, yeah, but like Nick Bosa is Nick Bosa, and he's like one of the best defensive ends in the league. Okay, ending the podcast up. Week 5 predictions. Jack is 9-6, hopefully 10-6. I am 9-6, hopefully 10-6. So we're gonna have what? Jack, what are you doing? So I'm going to say a game, and May and Jack are going to say if they agree, disagree, and like who they would choose. I have the Broncos over the Colts because I don't like the Colts. Well, that's a bad choice, but whatever. I have the Broncos over the Colts. Fuck it. We're gonna start off hot.
I am hammering Colts for no reason other than you didn't.
Can we do like a who has home field here? Because that kind of affects my decision making.
I do
Or are
not.
we?
I'll look.
No.
Oh, okay. I'll just say if it's at Mile High, I'm going to. Fuck it. I'm going to say Matt Ryan either way. I'm going to say Matt Ryan gets it done.
Mile High.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna root for the Colts. I love Matt Ryan.
I'm
All
going
right.
for the Colts here.
So I have a hot take of the fucking century, baby. I have the Giants over the Packers.
Davis Webb, future MVP.
See,
Is it at Lambeau?
now I'm
Um,
gonna be
no,
honest.
it's in London.
Now I know
It's
it's
in
in London,
London?
and everything is backwards in London, which means that oh my god, Debo's going wild. But
Everything's-
I'm going to say I don't like the Packers offense that much, and oh my fucking god, Debo.
They're just having hangover from losing.
Anyway, I don't like the
fucking,
Packers.
Adams.
Their offense is shit. Romeo Dobbs is not him.
everything's
Giants over
everything's
Packers.
weird in London.
Exactly.
Packers are favored by 8. I am hammering the Giants +8. I don't think they're winning. Actually, screw it. They're going to win. But they're definitely going to be within 8. Like, if
Yeah.
I was a betting man, I would absolutely hammer. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta.
Giants spread.
I'm gonna.
But screw it. I'm picking the Giants.
Occam's
Okay.
razor. I gotta go. Aaron Rodgers. I
Yeah,
gotta go
no,
Packers.
Wrong.
It's a no-brainer, but I'm going to believe.
I want to believe too. I'm a part-time Giants
Giants-
fan because of Jack. I
Giants
believe.
fans- Giants fans and believing in upsets. That I mean, it's worked long enough for my card. to feel
exactly.
pain.
Yo, the Patriots
Yeah, like
suck.
in,
They lost to Eli Manning's bum ass. Let's go. I have
Eli
the
Manning's
Lions over the
bum?
Patriots.
Uh,
Wait, what?
I'm picking the
Really?
Patriots.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the Patriots defense can stop the Lions offense.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you
Bro, have you
smoking?
seen, dude? Half their defense is fucking injured. It's like the Ravens last year. Like,
We're
the-
not
the-
injured. What? No, we're not injured.
Your
No.
secondary suck. I swear to God, half
No.
your roster
Yeah, our
like injured.
secondary. No, our secondary is very injured. No, not injured. Blah, blah, blah. Our secondary is very young. Other than Malcolm Butler, literally like evaporating just because he was so old. No offense.
Okay.
That our secondary is just very young with Jack Jones, and we just got a bunch of rookies essentially.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be
If
honest
they-
then.
if they
If
showed
you
out
don't have
against
Mac
Aaron
Jones
Rodgers-
and you don't have Brian Hoyer, you're not gonna win the game.
Bailey
Zappe
Zappe-
is not him.
Bailey
Look,
Zapp is starting.
No. So,
Bailey
yeah, you're
Zappi
losing that
is
game.
about as good as Jared Goff. That is my take.
Yeah, I do
That's
not
not
know.
actually-
No,
I don't
Jared
mean
Goff
that,
is a
but-
decent, proven quarterback. All right,
Jared
stop.
Goff. There's a reason that Jared Goff was the least drafted quarterback in fantasy.
I'm gonna be
behind
honest. He went to
Daniel
the Super
Jones.
Bowl. He went to the Super Bowl, and Bailey Zapp has not. So I'm gonna take the
He
Lions.
went to the Super Bowl
Um,
with Sean McVay.
Exactly, and now he has the greatest coach of all time, soon to be in like 20 years. I have the Chargers over the Browns,
Okay.
obviously, because the Browns suck.
Jacoby Myers playing for the Browns? Not Jacoby Myers. I mean, Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby
My bad.
Brissett, I have no clue. I
Yeah.
don't care. It doesn't matter.
Watson
Chargers are winning.
Watson comes back like late in the
Week 8
season.
or something. Yeah, like week
No, later than that. Later
week
than 8.
11.
Listen,
Week 11.
the Chargers, no offense to Chargers fans, haven't really they ain't shit in my opinion this particular season. I'm gonna go with Browns.
That is a hot take of the century.
Justin Herbert laughs at your take.
I know.
Jack,
I like
you got
Justin
the
Herbert.
Chargers?
Yeah, I got the Chargers.
All right, I have the
Onwards.
Jaguars over the Texans. I
That
think the Jaguars
is-
actually
can-
are decent.
I can hear urinating tree tank bowl. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Hey, the Jaguars are 2-2.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Jaguars actually are going to win the division, so I don't know what you mean, May.
But
Um,
the Jaguars are favored by 7 against the Texans.
Yeah,
The winless
I-
Texans.
yeah.
I think the Texans are going to pull one out.
who's the quarterback for the Texans?
I picked it last week. It didn't happen. I think
Davis
they're
Mills.
Oh, no, I'm gonna go with. I have
Hey.
this weird feeling about the Texans, but I'm gonna go with.
Dameon Pierce is him. Okay.
He is him,
I'm
but
gonna-
he's not going to carry that offense again. The Jags are winning this game. Trevor Lawrence
Shut
is
up.
him.
Let me believe.
I'm gonna go with T. Law and Doug Peterson on this one. I can't. I have this. I just think they'll win.
I believe in my favorite Glennon clone in Davis Mills.
The giraffe.
Long ass neck.
Does.
I have the Bucks over the Falcons.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't think that's a. I don't think that. I think the Bucks might hopefully return to form. Tom Brady.
All right.
Yeah. May Bucks over Falcons. Yes.
I don't care where they could, bro. They could play on Jupiter. I'm not buying anything into the Falcons. Sorry, I'm going Bucks.
Really, you don't believe in Marcus Mariota?
No, I don't.
Really? Oh.
Well,
don't either,
like
so I
as a
don't really
quarterback, I think Mariota's average. I liked him on the Titans. I thought it was cool when he threw a touchdown to himself against the Chiefs. But other than that, I mean, no, good God, no. I'm going with I'm gonna go with Mr. 12.
Interesting.
Or-
Jack, you said Bucks over Falcons. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
said
with
Bucks.
the Steelers over the Bills. No, I'm kidding. I'm going Bills over Steelers. I don't
Oh
think
my-
that's a question.
hey,
The Bills are hot
dude.
as hell. Bruh.
Hey, whoa. Kenny Pickett is the future Hall of Famer. Clearly
dude.
showed enough to get
You
the
know
gold
what?
jacket printed
At least
now.
he's a better person than Big Ben. At least he's a better
Steelers-
person than Big Ben.
Steelers by a gazillion. No, the
Yo,
Bills are.
hold up. Yo,
I-
technically
Allen.
there could be infinite points.
I would not be surprised if the Bills like more than covered the spread of 14. That's all.
Okay.
It's gonna be ugly.
Josh
Yeah.
Allen is gonna crack his knuckles and he's gonna go the fuck. He's gonna clock the fuck in. All right, listen.
Okay.
Exactly.
TJ Watt out. Both Fitzpatrick and Hayward got hurt at different times during the game. Fitzpatrick came back in, like it shouldn't be a problem, but the
Didn't-
defense is in shambles.
Didn't someone
So,
show
it's gonna
that
be
when?
rough.
Didn't someone show that the winning percentage of the Steelers without Watt goes down by like 60 or 70 something percent when he's not on the field or when he doesn't start or something like that?
Sense.
Yeah.
He single-handedly makes everyone else on that defense better. Because when you've got him flying off the edge, the secondary is
Forgot the percentage
able to
number,
do their
but
job much better.
it was something very astounding. When he's not on the field, it is a significant difference on the field.
It checks out. Like and you can tell seeing it too. The defense looks completely different with him not there.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for. I'm really happy we played Mitch Trubisky, but yeah.
You are so welcome. I was definitely involved in that decision.
See you screaming at your.
Oh, trust me. There were so I live in an apartment. There are 3 of us, right?
Yeah.
I believe there had to be physical restraint from some of us just going over the balcony after
Mhm.
the game.
Damn. Jack, please no.
Wait, did Zach Wilson play?
Oh yeah, Zach Wilson
Yeah,
played
Zach
this
Wilson.
game.
Zach Wilson
Zach
caught a
Wil-
touchdown, May.
Zach
did.
Wilson send his regards.
Okay, anyway.
I have another hot take. I don't actually. Yeah, I have the Jets over the Dolphins. Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that Dolphins offense is gonna be as good.
Listen.
Tua.
As
Okay.
a division rival, I really don't think the Listen, I'm not saying they ain't shit. All right, I'll say that about a lot of teams, but the Dolphins have been proving to me every week, and trust me, my two best friends, IRL, are fucking massive Dolphins fans. But they are slowly proving to me that they aren't that team. Like, I'm not gonna give them that label, but they are proving to be a worthy team of praise. And good God, I don't think they're gonna like destroy the Jets because it's a division matchup. And a division matchup means that anything can happen. You could have another fucking butt fumble for all I care. It's a division matchup. Anything can happen. But I do think the Dolphins are gonna they're gonna put the beat on the Jets.
I'm taking the Dolphins too, mostly because I think McDaniel is the truth. Because Teddy looked like surprisingly okay coming in for Tua.
Well, that I
Yeah,
don't
but
want to
Teddy
insult Teddy
Bridgewater was a
Bridgewater.
decent quarterback at one
Yeah,
point.
that's Teddy
Yeah.
Bridgewater's a decent guy.
Through like 3 weeks last year, he was like the best quarterback up there with like Tyrod. But there's a reason that he was a backup, right? But he looked all right. Like he looked like he could fill in for Tua. So
Did we just lose our host? Okay, he's coming
No,
back.
no, you're good. Sorry, I'm listening. I'm watching the game as well, and we just got back-to-back sacks. All right,
this is why we told you not to do that.
I understand that. I'm getting excited. Okay, so everyone has the Dolphins but me. Next, I have the Vikings over the Bears. That's pretty obvious. I hate the Bears. Fuck the Bears. You stupid fucking organization. You should have lost week 1, you stupid whore.
I was gonna say, for how
what's
much
up
you
with-
hate the Bears, you surely beat them, right?
No, that's why I hate them.
You
That's why I
surely
lost.
did better against them than the Giants did, right? Surely.
Yo, Jack, you know
Surely.
what? You don't have to say your team is poverty, alright? Shut up.
Oh,
anyway.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Daniel
but my
Jones
team is
can't
also 3-1.
Daniel Jones can't hold Jimmy Garoppolo's nutsack, please. Anyway,
Jimmy
I ha-
Garoppolo would be lucky if Daniel Jones wanted to grab his nutsack.
Wait, Chicago versus who once again?
Vikings.
Wait.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
Minnesota. What?
It's a 1 p.m. game,
Yeah.
so Kirk Cousins is gonna look good.
As long as
It's
it's
gonna
not
be an
time,
easy win
Kirk
for the Vikings.
Cousins is he's gonna waltz into the end zone with a
Yeah,
little
it's
dance.
gonna be
Don't worry.
fine. Vikings
Yeah.
won't have to worry about this one. Wash their hands, move on. The Bears are garbage. They shouldn't win against any good teams.
Well, can we do predictions on who's gonna get the number one overall pick? Who?
Bears.
Like, you want to do that? Really?
No, Texans.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I had the
Texans.
Bears
think-
at the beginning of the season, but they actually pulled out, I think, 1 or 2 wins out of their ass right now.
I remember, if I remember correctly, the Bears beat some really good team. I'll remember it in a minute. Don't worry.
Yeah, hold up. Yeah, let's not. Hey,
I don't
May,
know.
you lost to
Justin
the
Fields?
May, you
Justin
lost to the
Fields
garbage
is
Aaron
Timothy.
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a shell of his former self ever since he lost Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams made Aaron Rodgers his 2 MVPs. He gave Aaron Rodgers
okay.
2
Very
MVPs.
interesting
So
take
let's-
from someone
Okay.
who sounds like he hasn't watched a minute of Packers football this year.
I'm gonna be honest. Their offense looks
also-
abysmal from what I've seen. So
Also,
From what you've seen, I mean,
we're-
the receivers
yeah.
have been pretty rough, but Rodgers looks fine.
yeah, but the receivers are garbage.
They're
And
just
that's
dropping
why.
passes. That's it.
Exactly.
The
Well,
offense
I mean,
looks
Rodgers
fine
isn't-
otherwise.
Yeah, but I don't believe in Rodgers. I hate Rodgers. Rodgers come to
we
the
were-
Niners. Rodgers
You
come to the
can hate
Niners. Leave
Rodgers.
The Packers come to the Niners.
listen.
You hate Rodgers, but you'd have to admit that that's coming from a place of you hating him, not him actually.
No, I don't
not.
hate him. I just hate that the Niners didn't draft him and they drafted Alex Smith.
You
over
were
him.
shitting
That's
on
what
us,
I hate.
Alex. We lost to a genuine Hall of Fame quarterback. We were down our starting quarterback.
no,
We had a guy who was a rookie in his first game. Like, listen, if it was Mac Jones
Aaron
and he
Rodgers
came out,
played well against the Patriots. The Patriots defense just played a good game.
yeah,
I
they
have
did.
to say that the Patriots are gonna finish
Listen,
last. in the
listen.
No, I'm kidding.
If we came out with Mac Jones and we laid a fucking ostrich egg onto a fucking stove, listen, I would be honest with you and I would tell you that we deserve it. We were supposed to have fucking Brian Hoyer, who's essentially a coach with a chalkboard behind him. But no, we had to go out with Bailey Zapp, who looked fine. He wasn't great or anything. But yeah, like if we came out and we looked like ass, I'd be honest. But like, and the first quarter, legitimately in the first quarter, our entire ball game got like put on its head. So yeah, come on, give us a little bit of slack.
No, I hate
Bailey
the Patriots.
Zapp.
Titans over commies. It's pretty obvious.
Wait, what game were we just talking about?
Vikings over Bears.
The Vikings still? Okay.
The Vikings over Bears.
No, this one's
Yeah, I've got the
specific.
Titans.
This one's specific. If they're playing at home field, if Titans playing, then King Henry, King Henry always plays very well at home.
They're
And
in they're at the lovely mecca of football that is FedEx Field.
Yeah.
I am going to go with the Titans just because my dick is throbbing for how much I hate Dan Schneider and I hope he dies.
Dude, me too. That's my
So
exact reasoning. I want the Commanders to go 1-16.
here's my prediction. I want Derrick Henry to catch a pass, and I want him to run into the end zone and then into the tunnel, up the stairs, into Dan Snyder's box, and I want Derrick Henry to beat the shit out of a Dan Snyder. That is my prediction, and I want that to happen.
Community service.
But yeah, that's my prediction.
T-Bones!
Oh, I have to check the score. Did something happen?
We lost Alex because he's watching
What
a game.
happened?
No, Devo was wide open and Jimmy just threw it out of bounds. Then again, there was 2 seconds left in the half. I have another hot take.
Okay.
I have the Seahawks over the Saints.
I don't think that's very much of a hot take.
That's not super hot.
Okay,
No,
I
it's
don't
not a hot
agree with
take.
you, but that's not that hot.
Wait, I want to know where
Taking the
that's.
Saints.
I want to know. Give me 10 seconds. Wait. See
It's
how
in
I want to
Orleans.
know. Oh,
The Super
at
Dome.
home I'd say see. I'm gonna take New Orleans.
They are 0-2 at home this year, but they're also
I for some odd reason I like, you know how when you know a player is like not good but you still like them and you still root for them. That's like my box with Geno Smith. And he proved us wrong last week by apparently being a demigod. I kind of really do like. I know we make fun of him, but I do like Geno. But it's Jameis Winston. And like I said, there's a small chance that he will literally grow Super Saiyan 3 hair and just fucking ball the fuck out. And I'm not gonna bet against that, so I'm gonna go with New
Doesn't
Orleans.
DK have blue hair?
What?
Doesn't DK have blue hair?
DK Metcalf?
Metcalf? Yeah.
I don't know. Did he dye his hair?
I think he
I don't know.
all I know is he had to poop.
At least on his freaking mutt card, he had blue hair. I don't know if that's from last year. Though.
All right.
I remember hearing that. Reese. All I know is he had to.
Well, because I pulled the limited edition the other night and I sent it to Jack immediately, freaking the fuck out. Anyway,
no,
I have the 49.
hey.
I have the Panthers over the 49.
One second. What'd you say, Jack?
He was very upfront about it too. He's such a funny person. Like, cause he got carted off the field because, in his words, that clinch walk wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, literally.
And so everyone was
Fucking
worried he got
literally.
carted off the field, and people thought that he was hurt or something. And so, of course, he immediately hops on Twitter and just like makes it very clear that he just had to take a shit,
Yeah.
and he got carted off to do it.
Your team is losing,
Incredible.
and you're a valuable talented wide
Lamar-
receiver.
Lamar
He
tried
just-
to hide it. DK just came out and was like, "I was pooping." Fucking Moyai emoji.
Can you imagine? Like, you're a valuable, like, high-end, talented wide receiver, and your team needs you when they're losing, but you're just on Twitter taking a dump.
Yeah, that if I ever had an NFL career, that'd be me.
He's just like, sorry,
I'd do
guys.
that.
The Arby's hitting kind of hard right now.
No, the
Alex is
Taco
like, "Yeah,
Bell.
that'd be me. I do that." Me. Why is our backup punter tweeting from the bathroom?
No. Backup kicker. I could kick a 20-yard field. No, probably not even 20. 5-yard field goal. We'd have to snap it in the end zone.
Okay. All right. Yeah, 49ers over Panthers. Panthers are a garbage football team.
Facts. And if we don't beat if Nick Bosa doesn't get a pick six this time, I'm gonna cry.
Is
Because
Debo
he was
healthy?
like 5 yards away last time.
Yeah.
Then I'll
Debo's fine.
I'll
The
pick
Panthers,
the
the
49ers.
Panthers should be 0-4. The only reason they beat the Saints was because the Saints' offense was horrid.
Abysmal.
They are a really bad team. I mean, they lost to the Giants, and that was a very sad game. Like, the Giants played horribly, and they still lost. So,
Yeah.
yikes.
All
Right.
I have the Eagles over the Cardinals. The poverty card. No, they're not poverty. They're just not like. Call of Duty's coming out. It might already be out.
Kyler Murray, there's no double XP weekend. Kyler Murray's probably studying. Listen, come on, guys.
It doesn't matter if there's double XP. It's whenever the new COD comes out, not double XP.
I'm gonna put it out there. I'm taking the Cardinals because I will die an Eagles hater, and or this is just gonna be one of my picks of the week that doesn't make sense, but I just get vibes that the Eagles are gonna do that thing that some teams do in Arizona and just play weird. Like weird things happen in Arizona. Good teams
like
turn
the Niners
horrible.
lose every
horrible
game
teams
we
turn
play
good.
there.
Trust me, I am very sad about some games that have been played in Arizona in the history
Hey, the
of the
Super Bowl's there
NFL.
this year. Maybe if the Giants.
Oh my
quarterback stay
God! It's
hurt-
gonna be Patriots Giants Super Bowl. Daniel Jones is the next coming of Eli Manning, and they're gonna fuck up the Patriots.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Up and coming prospect Chad Powers might have to get called in if the Giants quarterbacks stay hurt. And this Chad Powers guy, he might just lead them to the Super Bowl over like checks watch Mac Jones and the New England Patriots.
I'm happy you didn't put an S at
I
the
understand
end.
now. I was like, who the fuck is Chad Powers? And then I realized that Chad Powers is the character Eli Manning played. Alright, yeah, I understand now. I agree. Chad Powers is going to beat Mac Jones in the Super Bowl this year.
Chad Powers is taking us to the promised land.
Exactly. But if you do win the Super Bowl before my team with your garbage teams, I'm going to cry.
I will say that for some fucking reason, we had Thaddeus Moss like come in for like I guess tryouts or just some tests or whatever, and I cried because I want him. I want some semblance of him like that, his family name winning any fucking ring whatsoever. I hate the Giants, by the way. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Do you also hate the Ravens, mate? Because they beat the Niners when Randy Moss was on the Niners.
No, the Ravens did community service, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen.
What the fuck?
I'm a big fan of Pizza Hut. Did you know who the Pizza Hut of Baltimore spokesperson is? Do you know who?
I don't think it's Joe Flacco anymore, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but I love Joe Flacco.
I hate Joe Flacco. Anyway, I have the Rams over the Cowboys.
You have the Rams?
Yeah, I have the Rams over the Cowboys. Although I really like Cooper Rush, and I think that they should give him a big contract and cut Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott sucks compared to Cooper Rush. They're not going to do that, and so I hope Cooper Rush loses.
Cooper Rush has never lost a football game in his life, and he never will.
If that happens and the Cowboys from the Super Bowl, we're not gonna, dude. NFL Twitter and NFL Reddit is going to get.
They're not going to win. They're not going to the Super Bowl. You can quote me here. Listen, the Cowboys are the greatest half-season, regular season team of all time. They are undefeated at making the playoffs, and then they do nothing. They've been doing nothing for the past 25 years. They're not going to do anything.
Alex, Cooper Rush will never lose a football game. Dak Prescott comes back healthy, they lose a bunch.
I'm going to be honest. I just checked the screen of halftime, and they said that the Dak is looking to come back for Week 5.
I'm taking the Cowboys over the Rams.
Cowboys are going 3-14.
I'm taking the boys over the Rams. The Rams haven't impressed me, and I think the Super Bowl hangover is real.
What the fuck, man? You're taking the Cowgirls over the freaking Rams?
I mean, the Rams look bad today, so...
Dude, the Rams haven't impressed me at all.
The Rams always look bad versus the Niners. You can't use that against them, bro.
Jerry Jones is going to power up on the 50-yard line like a Super Saiyan, and he will play running back and score 3 touchdowns.
Jerry Jones is, like, geriatric. Like, he's going
anyway,
to...
You'll never see it coming.
I got the Rams. Let's talk about how the Ravens are winning a football game.
The Ravens are going to beat the Bengals. I'm going to predict the score of 169-5.
Nice. This one will be close, but it'll be messy. And Ravens.
I agree.
Wait, who are the Ravens?
The
Well,
Lamar
I
MVP.
wanna say Joe Burrow so motherfucking bad, but I'm gonna say the Ravens. I don't know.
Joseph is not him this season. I just have to throw that out there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
he's the same guy he's been.
I don't trust the
So
Bengals
are
coaching
you saying that
staff.
Joe Burrow
This
last
is
year was not him as well? Because he made it to the Super Bowl on a garbage team. With
yeah,
a garbage O-line and got sacked into oblivion every single
he's
game he played.
played well this year. I mean, he's still running into sacks left and right, but he's played fine.
So are you saying he's him or are you saying he's not him?
I love Joe Burrow. He's not a top like 5 quarterback right now, but he's good.
He has the
Is he
potential
better
to
than
be.
Justin Herbert?
No.
Yes.
Uh, May, please. He's not better than
Yeah.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
He's not
Okay.
better than Justin Herbert.
Okay.
No, I really do like Joe
Has
Shiesty
Justin
because
Herbert
his name
appeared in a Super Bowl? Has Justin Herbert appeared in a Super Bowl?
has Justin Herbert gotten any help? No, bro. What?
Justin Herbert plays for the Chargers.
Yeah,
They're
the
physically
Chargers are
incapable
never
of
making the
appearing in-
Super Bowl, bro.
I'm just-
Their
I
only
trust you-
chance was
listen.
in the '90s when they played Steve Young, who absolutely
Listen.
balled on them.
Listen. If you give Justin Herbert and you give Joe Burrow the same good offensive line and the same receivers, and you have a 2-minute drill,
You know,
I am
I believe in
trusting Joe
Justin
Burrow
Herbert.
over Justin
I believe
Herbert.
in.
I have
I
one
believe in
problem with you
Justin.
saying a good offensive line, which is that Burrow causes like half of his sacks.
Agreed.
Like sacks are partially a quarterback stat, and Burrow is up there with Fields as the worst in the league when it comes to running into sacks.
You know who's not up there? Jimmy Garoppolo, baby. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, let's get you to let's get you taken care of.
You
Alex.
Okay.
you
It's gonna be
like
okay, buddy.
do you like tall, dark-skinned, sweaty Italians? Is that what you're saying? Is there something you want to tell us? Listen, you
Did you
listen.
talk about
I
Jimmy
know I love
Garoppolo
meme cement.
dark-skinned? Wait, hold up.
Well, he's like Italian.
Yeah, but he's not
Um,
dark skinned.
Anyway, moving on.
I don't even think he's
the Chiefs are
Italian.
blowing out the Raiders on Monday.
He is Italian.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are blowing out the Raiders as well.
All right.
May, just because he's good looking doesn't mean he's Italian.
He is Italian. You can look it up. He's Italian. Barry McCockner talks about how much he wants to suck Jimmy
But now,
Garoppolo's dick
excuse me?
once a week. He's Italian.
Anyway,
Interesting.
Also, you
also-
can.
Anyway.
Also,
also,
can I just say I know I'm gonna give all three of you the same. I'm gonna give both of you the same receiver next week for underrated, overrated, or probably rated, and it's gonna be Deebo Samuel. So don't tell me right now. Tell me he's underrated when it gets there. Okay. Yeah.
not gonna do that, and you
He's
know I'm
him.
not gonna do that.
He's him, bro.
Can
Deebo Samuel is him. Bro.
Can I laugh at you guys once you lay an egg and lose this game?
That would be funny, but
Um,
it's the Rams in the regular season.
It's the Rams in the regular season versus the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan owns their number in the regular season. If they lose this game, I will cry a lot, and I will I don't know. I'll stop going to school.
Hey, can you cut out the? I feel like it might be interpreted badly in me calling Jimmy Garoppolo dark skin. Can you cut that out?
Yeah,
No.
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 It's fine. He's an Italian dark skin. He's like, you know,
no, not even. He's just tan. That's
Yeah,
that's
different.
true.
They're
Still,
genuinely,
dude, I do think
That's
that'll
true.
be interpreted. I do think that'll be interpreted badly. Is
They're
what I
like-
think.
they're like black people from Italy.
True.
Like it's
So-
not like
I don't want
not like
people to get
Italian
mad at me
or,
or
like-
anything.
He's tan. It's fine. Twitter can't cancel you. I'll save you. It's
The-
fine. I'll save you,
Alex
man.
sitting there with a fire extinguisher. No, but I think
I'll
it
save
was
you, man.
pretty clear what you meant. I think.
Yeah, it is clear what you meant. He's tan. He's hella tan.
Yeah. Okay. I just
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
the. He said, and I'm just like, listen, Twitter, calm down. I don't even use Twitter, and I'm afraid of people egging
Bro,
my
the
house. so
podcast doesn't
I'm
get
scared.
watched enough for it to make it to Twitter, okay? Alright,
Poor views.
the podcast doesn't. I want more views, yo. But the podcast doesn't get watched enough to go to Twitter, please.
We're being, and now it's time for our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Let me tell you about the world of Raid Shadow Legends.
So just throwing that out there for anyone that's listening to this podcast, we do have a special guest, week 6. Hopefully it works out. It's basically hopefully a done deal. Hopefully.
Yeah,
positive
let's
it's
not
gonna
let's
happen,
let's
but-
not no let's not listen.
But
Let's just
maybe-
wait until it maybe
Yeah,
maybe
Maybe,
let's just
maybe
label it as a
week
maybe.
6 we might have a little special guest. It'll be the first special guest in the podcast.
Jack's mom will be in attendance. Our special guest.
Jack's mom
She's
is
been watching a lot of Zach Wilson film, and she's coming to share her thoughts.
My mom, who is a certified Dolphins fan, will get on the mic and talk. She doesn't really watch Dolphins football, but she can't tell you a
But
single
she
player's
watched Zach
name.
Wilson football. Is that where you're
Yeah,
going?
hey.
You don't need to watch.
Listen, I like to cut Zach Wilson's jib. Okay, listen.
Bro, Zach Wilson
all
is
I'm
the
saying
MILF
was-
hunter.
There's a noticeable like different air in Pittsburgh with Zach Wilson in town. All right, smells a little fishier around here.
Just soccer moms in their end zone, just ravaging. Zach, we want you.
They're in like the fan zone, just sitting there going like feral.
Literally.
This is taking a turn.
What the fuck did
For
this turn
that
into?
is Zach Wilson, baby.
This took a turn for the better, if I'm being honest.
He is
What's
him.
it, dude?
Zach Wilson is him.
Did Sam Darnold get mono and Zach
Yeah.
Wilson's confirmed? What's up with New York Jets quarterbacks and getting a little frisky? What's up with that?
Dude, all I'm saying is, if Zach Wilson is playing quarterback for the Panthers in a few years, I wouldn't be shocked. Like he hasn't
no.
been that good at football.
No, dude, don't.
Bro, he's the best
But,
receiver
like-
on the Jets, bro. He caught a touchdown.
Like I know that's a funny joke, but also like Garrett Wilson. kinda
Also,
nice.
Yeah,
Talking
obviously Garrett
about-
Wilson's good, but like I'm saying that other than
Yeah, no,
Garrett,
no.
okay, other than Garrett Wilson, Zach Wilson's the best receiver on the Jets.
okay, if
You
y'all
know,
want
what's funny though?
ammunition-
Robbie Anderson left the Jets, and he was like, man.
if you want
Moore and
ammunition,
Davis are pretty good.
here's my funny thing. You guys can laugh at me, and I'll give you guys some ammunition.
Oh, I enjoy
Um,
laughing at you.
Yeah,
enjoy that
I
too.
thought. Listen, I thought Denzel Mims was going to be a Hall of Fame wide receiver, and he's not. You guys can laugh at me.
Jets
That was
fans
my
think
prediction.
everyone's going to be a Hall of Fame receiver or a Hall of Fame anything.
You know
I
what
just-
I think?
they-
I think the entire 49ers 2022 roster are going to be Hall of Famers. Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay, Alex, let's get you to bed,
Debo
buddy.
Samuel, George Kittle.
Alex, listen,
they're all Hall of Famers.
I'm going to be really excited to see them at the Super Bowl. I heard the view from the 50-yard line is beautiful.
Anyway, so basically, Jets fans love to tell me how bad like they won the tackle class when the Giants got Thomas. I mean, first of all, can we talk about how so many people wanted to clown the Giants for taking Thomas just because they were the Giants? And he's
Yeah,
been
he's actually a good
the
like
best of
lineman though.
four.
Like
yeah, he's been the best of the four. He's been, I mean, probably one of the best
Was-
tackles in football. over the
Becton was
last
the other
few
one,
seasons.
right?
Becton and Wirfs were the other good ones. Wills has been like pretty okay, but Becton was like good for a bit. But if he can't be on the field, he can't be the best of the class.
Yeah, and Wirfs. I feel like Wirfs is pretty good.
Wirfs is good, but Wirfs is also a right tackle. You can't forget that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but isn't
Right tackle is both easier and has less talent to kind of compete with. Andrew Thomas has been one of the best left tackles in the game. I mean, according to some people, he's been the best left tackle this year.
Get the fuck
And was
out of here,
up
bro.
there last
Trent Williams. Anyway, though he is
Yeah.
injured. He is
So
injured.
about that,
Trent Williams is the best left tackle.
you
in
would like to
football.
look. If you would like to look at the TV and point to where Trent Williams is right now,
Shut the fuck up. Trent Williams is God. He is amazing. Shut up.
because I didn't know he turned into a white guy named McKivitz, but
No.
that might just
Okay,
be a
so
me
I'm going to
thing.
be honest. He did get injured last game. I don't know what the injury was, but I'm very sad.
also he is very good. He's also nearing the end of his career. Like he's gonna start dropping off.
Oh, 100%. And when that, I'm actually I kind of hated that we signed him to such a big deal.
That's the price you pay, more so than the
With that
cap
player.
hit. You pay in years with really good players.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
hoping.
Yankees
Like,
are about to
I'd
sign
be
Aaron
happy if he
Judge for,
retired
like-
as a Niner, though. I think he will, but
The Yankees
would-
are about to sign Aaron Judge for like a decade, and he's already 30.
can I just?
So that's the price you
but
pay for having a good player.
Hold up, can we have another Bobby Bonilla situation, but with the New York Yankees this time?
Unfortunately, because they're not a laughing stock like the Mets, that wouldn't become the same kind of
Oh,
situation.
the Mets have
Um,
one of two. They have Jacob deGrom though.
But
They
the
not-
Mets are
Ladies
the
and-
Mets. Everyone loves to make fun of the Mets. Like the
Ladies
Bobby
and
Bonilla
gentlemen,
situation isn't necessarily unique. I mean, Chris Davis is owed money by the Orioles through like 20 years from now.
You know, it'd be funny is if Aaron Judge doesn't hit 62.
Okay.
By the way, I do believe that that's not the actual record. It is 70 something set by Barry Bonds. I don't give a
Okay.
fuck that he's juiced.
That
I really don't give a
doesn't
shit.
that doesn't change that it's the American League record, which is how it's been advertised. It's up to
Yeah,
individual
yeah, yeah.
fans.
I know,
what
but it's not
record
the
to play.
actual like full
And you
record.
as a San Francisco fan is going to have a clear opinion, as do most people who grew up. Like everyone who grew up in San Francisco says one thing. Everyone who grew up elsewhere says another thing. Judge himself, remember, grew up near the Bay Area. So
Yeah.
he's on
Didn't
record
he
many
say Barry
times as
Bonds,
saying
right?
that Barry Bonds to him is the record to chase. A lot of other
Yeah.
people, like Stanton, when he hit 59, Giancarlo Stanton has gone on record saying he thought it was 61. That the clean record is the record to chase. I don't really have an opinion because I think that guys who took steroids in an era where it's encouraged should make the Hall of Fame. But I
Oh,
also think that
100%.
you can't necessarily deny the impact it had on things like single season records.
Oh no, 100%.
Um,
But like I'm gonna be honest, Barry Bonds 100% should have made the Hall of Fame. He was a Hall of Famer before he touched steroids.
Oh,
Like
and even with steroids, in an era where the commissioner, who all but actively encouraged it, is in the Hall of Fame, every
exactly.
single good player who juiced should be in there.
Yeah.
But this isn't a baseball show.
Well, I mean, okay. So I'm gonna be honest. For everyone watching, I'm going to try to incorporate more sports into this. So I like basketball. We will be doing a little bit of basketball updates throughout when basketball starts, and when baseball is during the summer, right? It starts during the summer.
Well, I mean, we're just about to enter the playoffs, so there's no time like
Yeah.
the present.
No. Yeah. We could start now. We could start next week. But then we can during the summer when it starts back up again. Like we'll touch on other sports off seasons and during the season and shit, and we'll do more sports. I know you're not. I know you're only into football. Me, Jackson, a baseball. I'm into basketball. We'll touch more. Jack will do baseball talk. I'll do basketball talk. We'll do that. But right now, football season is the thing. But next week, I'll plan something for baseball.
So, viewers, one last time before the podcast is over, I apologize for making fun of Jimmy Garoppolo, not GOAT. And
no, you can't say that he played for your Patriots. He is a Garoppolo GOAT. Also, Nick Bosa is a god. Anyway.
I apologize for the comments I made. Jimmy Garoppolo is a. Doesn't he have? What color are his eyes? I can't remember.
I don't know, but his eyes
He-
are mesmerizing. I gotta say.
I retract my statement about Jimmy Garoppolo. I think I like the cut of his jib. He's a very handsome, strapping young gentleman, and it sucks that I couldn't watch him as a Patriot full time.
You could have.
Because
What do you mean?
well, no, I
You
mean
not
because
get-
he's
you
on the
didn't get the
49ers.
games.
No,
Yeah,
I mean that
well-
he's on the 49ers. I would have loved to see what Belichick would have did with him if he.
You guys are all out here fawning over Jimmy Garoppolo. But can I introduce you to the
Oh
real?
my God, no,
Saquon?
no.
Saquon Barkley?
Mike.
Or are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
Mike Glennon.
Okay,
Beautiful man.
Yo, his horse neck is like a beautiful, very, very, very beautiful. I don't understand how somebody how do you get that low of a neck though? How? Like, are you born with it? Do you
Do you
pull on your neck really hard? Like, I'm a little confused on how that works.
That's
his
what Kyler
mom
Murray's
is-
got to do.
His mom is a giraffe.
Oh my
Like, I don't
fucking
get
god,
it.
yes. No, but Kyler just needs to pull on all of his limbs so he can grow a little taller.
Baker too. Didn't he set a record for batted passes this week?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yikes.
But I gotta say, Kyler Murray is a great quarterback when he's not playing COD and studying film.
Oh, of course, dude.
Kyler Murray has all the physical talent in the world.
Oh,
He's just
100%.
not
Well, I
fully
mean,
there
maybe not
mentally.
all the physical talent because he's not physically
Yeah,
tall,
I was just
but,
about.
like, but like,
Hey,
he
hey.
he is gifted.
Talent?
Let me tell you that.
Look, physical talent and being bestowed with the gift of height are different.
Well, I
He
mean,
has the
physically,
talent.
physical is height.
No, but physical talent is different. Like gifts, he's not physically gifted. He is physically talented.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see
'Cause
Kyler
you
like,
can't be good or bad at being tall. You're just the height that you're
yeah.
born.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Kyler could be like a top 5 quarterback if he really tried.
If he even not even if he really tried, if he just like tried at all. Like there
Yeah.
is a reason that the Cardinals tried to force in a study clause. And if you
Oh,
watch
100%.
Kyler on tape,
He got
it's
pissed
so
after that.
clear. It's so clear that he has no idea what he's doing half the time. And they're still a decent team because it's still like him just playing by vibes is good enough to win games.
Exactly. He may be short, but he do be
Yeah, no,
really freaking good.
didn't they redact that or remove that out of the contract because he got
Yeah,
pissy about it?
that might
Yeah,
have been
because
the dumbest move ever by the
because
Cardinals. They should
he
have
got
kept that shit
pissy
in.
about it and he like leaked it. Like his camp leaked it and it got like bad press, so they removed it.
Yeah, but like I would have just kept that shit in. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like
I'm just saying he
if you
should.
don't study film, like I don't know, maybe
Yeah,
it's just me who's never really played sports, but like if I played sports professionally, I would try my hardest to be as good as I could, like do all like I don't
yeah. Regardless of what position you are in the
Well,
NFL, I don't care if you're
yeah.
a quarterback, wide
Especially
receiver.
when you're quarterback, it's like more you need it more.
I,
Like you have
Yeah,
so
if I'm
many
a
things
I
that you
think
need to figure out.
I would be insulted if it was put in the contract like that. I understand where he's coming from, but I
Yeah.
also think that them putting it in the contract wasn't meant to keep it in the contract. It was meant as a wake-up call to tell him, look, you're an NFL quarterback. You're getting paid to be an NFL quarterback. You've got to play and prepare
you got
like
to
an
study
NFL
like an
quarterback.
NFL quarterback. Yeah.
Exactly,
And instead,
exactly.
it just pissed him off more. And honestly, this year he's playing like, in as far as compared to what he should have been watching on film, worse than he has other times. Like he's been
Yeah.
messy,
Yeah.
and it had the opposite effect that it was intended to. It's the same kind of thing where at the beginning of training camp, Kadarius Toney, when he
Hmm.
skipped like voluntary stuff, there was like a report that they were like quote unquote shopping him. Not because they were ever serious trade calls. It was just meant as a wake up call to say, hey, this is a new regime. Like there are changes around here. You've got to actually show up and work to have a spot on this team. It's not going to be handed to you.
Yeah. Like
Like
it doesn't matter if
that's the
you're a second
purpose of
year and
something
you're
like
hella
that.
talented. Like
Like he's up there as one of the more talented receivers I've ever seen play. But the problem is, even this year, he hasn't really had an injury, and he's been out half the season so far.
yeah. I
So
do
like,
think that there needs like I don't know about the Giants, but I don't know if Daniel Jones is the answer to your quarterback issues. I do feel like because Saquon's just good. Like Saquon's like fucking awesome, but like for the
the
Giants,
past
I
two
feel
weeks,
like
the past 2 weeks, Daniel Jones has been genuinely like, in as much as if you don't believe that there's a Mahomes, Allen, Herbert type in this draft, which the quarterbacks aren't playing as well as people expected them to coming into the year, and the
hmm
Giants winning games is lowering their draft slot
hmm
for a quarterback class that's already hyped up. If you don't believe that you have one of those guys, Jones, if he can keep up the play from these last 2 weeks, especially like with the excuse of the first 2 weeks being getting used to the new coaching staff,
hmm
the coaching staff looks like it's here to stay, and he looks good enough with them that there's an argument to be made that if you sign him for a cheaper deal, like you're not
hmm
going to pay him, you know, north of 20 million a year to play for you because he's not
hmm
going to earn that contract. At that point, you take Tyrod Taylor, you take a rookie quarterback, which
yeah
is the plan. But he honestly, with these last couple of weeks, could be on his way to earning an inexpensive for a quarterback second contract
yeah
and being kept around as an option at least while they
yeah
continue to look for a guy that they think of as the guy. Like he could be the Alex Smith that was for the Chiefs in a way. Obviously, very different quarterback talents, but serving a similar function where
yeah,
they
and I
can
feel
win
like
games under Jones with the defense getting back together and receivers being on the field.
yeah. So I feel like although I don't think Daniel Jones will ever become a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, never.
He
Never.
certainly has the talent to become a good like a very good
He
quarterback.
has he has all the physical talent in the world. He's one of the better running quarterbacks in the league. He can make every throw, and besides, he has about one boneheaded decision a game usually,
Yeah.
but he's all right with the ball. Like especially
hmm
when you consider that a lot of his turnovers are caused by receivers. Like
Yeah.
was it last year or 2 years ago where Evan Ingram dropping a
Bro,
ball
Evan
and
Ingram
like
was
deflecting it
god.
upwards.
Bro, he was
Literally
voted to the
responsible
fucking
for
Pro
half of
Bowl
his
that year,
interceptions.
bro.
Literally responsible for half of Jones's interceptions over the season.
That was
Ingram deflecting the ball when it was right in his hands.
2020. That was 2020 because I
Yeah.
remember he got voted to the fucking Pro Bowl over Robert Tonyan, and Twitter was having a field day.
In fairness, Tunyon is not a household name. When you do fan voting, stuff like that's gonna happen.
No, yeah, I
Ingram is
understand
better
that, but
known.
like Evan Ingram did not have a good season. Like he had like
He didn't deserve it at all, but who in the NFC has a recognizable name? When fans go to vote for the Pro Bowl, they vote for a name that they know for a position that they don't care about.
Mhm.
And so Evan Ingram's like the only guy who's in the NFC that people had heard of.
Yeah. Besides Kittle. But Kittle was injured that whole season, so it didn't.
Yeah.
Kittle wasn't able to play in the Pro Bowl. Because he didn't put up numbers. Alright. That was good talk. I'm going to end it here.
Stinky New York blue team, says Matrix.
Does anybody have any closing remarks? Just for Jack and May, or just for Jack, pretty much. I'll put a baseball thing in there for next week. When did the playoffs start? Is it next week?
Soon. I believe this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. The last few games of the regular season are this week.
Okay, so I'll put in a really quick segment for you, Jack, for a playoff preview, even though playoff games will probably already been played. Does that sound good?
Sounds beautiful. I would love to talk baseball.
We'll have a short Jack segment of.
If you think that I can be brain dead talking about football, just wait till you hear what I have to say about baseball.
No, here's the thing, Jack. I was thinking about this, earlier. There's a YouTuber that I want to have on the podcast, and he's a Niner fan, but he's a much more rational Niner fan. Like he actually thinks before he speaks, and however I just say random shit that comes out of my mouth. So I feel like having him on the podcast would be really fun because he's actually when the Niners are winning and the Niners are losing, he has the same reaction. Like he wants to talk about it. He talks about it. Well, when the Niners lose, I am scorched earth. I hate the Niners. Yada yada yada. When the Niners win, I'm okay. But I'm a very when the Niners lose, that's when my mental health deteriorates. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll try to have more people on the podcast as time goes on, but that isn't what I'm thinking of.
Pizza Hut.
You know what, May? If we get credibility, I will personally DM Joe Flacco to come on the podcast.
Okay.
If we can get enough credibility, I will do that. When or if that happens, I will. Joe Flacco will be the first NFL player that I want that we will have on the podcast eventually. Hopefully. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. You know what? And then you can laugh in my face the entire podcast as I'm just dying in my chair because Joe Flacco.
Why would I laugh at you? I've never laughed at you before.
May, you shit on me every day because the Ravens beat the Niners in the Super Bowl. So
y'all should have Alex Daly.
Yeah. You know what's funny, and people don't know this, but we have a group chat for sports, and let me tell you something. That's what we're in now, and let me tell you something. The amount of shit I take because I have not seen the Niners win a Super Bowl is actually disgusting. You guys have seen your teams win the Super Bowl, and I haven't. I get it. I haven't. The Niners have blown Super Bowl leads. I understand, but
it's only funny because of how mad it makes you.
Dude, literally makes me so
I
pissed
have seen so many Super Bowl championships that when we won in 2018, and my friends were asking me, "Oh my God, you want to see the Lombardi ceremony?" I went to go get a drink, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm like, "I've seen 5 of these." I went to go have a drink, and then I came back, and I was like, fine, you can rewind it if you want." I did not I've seen so many that. I've seen so fucking many that I was just like, no, I'm gonna get a rum and a Coke. You guys can watch it again. And then I got back and I watched it.
As always, fuck the Cowboys.
Yep, fuck the Cowboys. I have to make a soundbite for my Go XLR type thing for this. Fuck the Cowboys.